and welcome to Salem Access Television's annual meeting of the membership. My name is Sal Russo. I'm the executive director here at Salem Access TV, so let's start this year's annual meeting.
Flame deflectors now, we passed the 30-second mark. Water also will be coming on to the decks of the mobile launcher at the ignition point. T-minus 20 seconds, and the countdown continues to go smoothly. Guidance release, T-minus 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We have ignition sequence has started. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, that Roland was produced by a former SATV intern, Adam Nessel. He's a student at Endicott College. He's here tonight, so I'd like to give a round of applause for Adam. Please stand. Today is March 8th, and we are coming to you live from SATV. Tonight you'll be hearing from our chairman of the board, our treasurer, and myself, to let you, the membership, know where SATV stands. Later on in the meeting, there'll be an election for 3 open membership seats on the board. And then we'll be recognizing some outstanding volunteers. I would now like to bring up Charlie Walsh, the acting chairman of the board, to formally open the meetings.
Thank you, Sal. As acting chairman for the board of SATV, it is a pleasure for me to open officially the 2006 annual meeting. The meeting is now open. Welcome to the members of of SATV, our TV audience, our invited guests, and our producers and directors, both past and present. Seated on my left are the members of the board of directors of SATV. Sitting here is Jack Nutting, always smiling as usual. Our treasurer, Sumner Jones. One of our most important director producers, Paul Bisson. In the control room, we have David Gauthier, who is our program director. And we have Patrick Kennedy, who now is on camera 3, who's now part of the staff, by the way. And also David Moyson, who is our computer guru, and also one of the most important people in our studio, who, by the way, is a volunteer in there. I hope I left no one out. Did I leave anyone out? Oh, yes, Laura is not here. And Kevin Walker is in the control room, too. I think he's on the soundboard. But the most important one right now is Laura DeToma. Laura is not here. And why is she not here? Because she's going to have a baby. she is due in 4 weeks. How about a big round of applause for Laura? Now, the reason I am the acting Board of Directors chairman is because Ken Weaver could not be here. But Ken was a very important person as a board member and also in helping us redo these facilities. And so, Ken, I want you to know that we really appreciate the effort you have put in and that we hope to see you again as a producer-director for Salem SATV. Now, I hope I leave no one out when I mention a few individuals who have made this rejuvenated facility what it is today. When Sal discussed with the board his ideas of what we're going to do with this area, we never imagined what the end result would be. And tonight, you can see the result of their energy, their ability, and their workmanship. This was a labor-intensive task which was accomplished in a very professional manner by our contractor, Leo Joden, who I believe is in the audience. You all know him as Mr. Salem. And also our producer, director, guidance man, head of the studio, Sal, who is an absolutely terrific person. He's done a wonderful job. But let us remember, this milestone could not be accomplished without his lovely wife, Linda, who's sitting right here. If you ever want your house clean, people, call Linda. She took every bit of dust in the studio and got rid of it. She was unbelievable. She spent many hours down here working. I know because I watched her work. I should have been helping her. Patrick Kennedy, our newly hired training and production coordinator, and David Moyson, our computer expert, and other devoted members who worked very hard and diligently through many months to get this thing the way it is today. Adam Nessel was one of our interns who also was a very important part of it. Dennis Dutra and Jeremy Cleeks, who took care of the wiring for the electronics. They're not here tonight. And Anthony Germano, who was our electrician. I believe he's in the studio somewhere. Oh, Anthony's up against the wall. Just in case something doesn't work, he's available. So I want to thank you all for a job well done. The cooperation of all those involved in making it happen fills me with pride, knowing that I was a part of the board who saw to it that Salem has the best access studio in the state. The results speak for themselves. In this age of electronics and worldwide communications, we fulfill a vital role for our city. Now that the Salem News is no really longer the Salem News, and WESX will be a thing of the past, I want to thank David Moyson for reminding me, and who so perceptively pointed out to me, how vital Salem Access Studio is going to be to the city of Salem. Now that we, more so than in the past, this studio is going to be very important to everybody because it's going to be one of the few vital providers of information, education, arts, and entertainment for the North Shore. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a job well done for the community and our members. Now it is up to you, the community, to fulfill our goal, which is to make this facility your own. Use it often, learn new things, and be very active members. Thank you. Now I'd like Sumner Jones to come up, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm privileged to bring the treasurer's report tonight, particularly because it's a good one. And I'm also very thankful to Charlie Walsh, whose glasses I just borrowed because I forgot mine. And when you're going to read numbers, it's a good idea to be able to see them. If we could have the first slide, please, on the screen. We can talk about the income for the year compared to last year. You can see that our total income in fiscal year 2005 was $355,000 compared to $279,000 last year, primarily because of the increase in support from Comcast as part of the new contract the City of Salem negotiated with Comcast. So obviously this is absolutely critical to our ability to maintain this studio and do all of the things that Charlie mentioned. The next slide will show the expense for the year. That also is up, but fortunately by not as much as the income. The one item on there I want to point out is the depreciation line, which increased substantially from 2004 to 2005. And that's because we have a lot of new equipment, and we are depreciating that equipment, of course. And that's a very good thing, because that new equipment is going to contribute greatly, I think, to the success of the studio and supporting producers and directors and the creativity that goes on here. The last slide is the bottom line, as we say. The profit increased from a small loss last year, including depreciation, to a profit of $26,000. Of course, we don't actually make money here. What will happen with that $26,000 is it will be transferred to capital, and it will be reinvested in the studio in future months and years. When we take depreciation out, we get our net cash flow, which last year was positive by $15,000, but this year is positive by $74,000. So that's a very healthy situation for a nonprofit like ours. And again, that money will be used to support future development of the studio. At the bottom, you can see the total capital has jumped from $29,000 at the end of last year to $202,000 at the end of this year. That $202,000 number will decline significantly when we're here a year from now, because much of it has been invested in the renovation of this studio, and particularly the purchase and installation of top-of-the-line equipment in the editing suites and in the control room and so forth. And we're very proud of that. And those of you who are not here tonight and are watching from home and don't really quite understand what we do, come on down and see some of this equipment and join us and get trained and get involved, because it's a wonderfully active place, as all of the members know, and we can use more members and put that equipment to good use. So are there any questions from the audience about the financial report? Be happy to answer them. If not, let me turn the meeting back over to our director, Sal. Sal?
Well, that was a good report, and I'm very proud of what we've done here since I've been here. Now it's my turn to give you a little speech. I'd like to thank the board of directors, the staff, the volunteers, and all of the members for their great work and support during the past year here at SATV. We've currently completed our 13th year of service in the city of Salem, thus adding another great year to the long-established community tradition. We continue to focus on the highest program and equipment standards possible for the organization and our membership. In doing this, we will accomplish all of our goals, which will guarantee our continued success. We will continue to do whatever is necessary to ensure that the organization and membership move forward together in the future. Again, I'd like to thank the board of directors and the staff, David Gauthier, Patrick Kennedy, and David Moisen, for their outstanding support and participation this year. In 2003, at my first Salem Access Television annual meeting, I talked about the digital era was our highway to the future, how we needed to travel together on this highway, how we would guide you on this journey, that we would take small steps at a time to smoothly integrate our old technology with new technology as we progress, and eventually phase out all of the old technology. In 2004, I talked about SATV's new beginnings. To successfully move forward, we needed to do three things that would guarantee our organization a firm foundation. First, we needed to update and revise all of our administrative training and operational policies and procedures to the highest standards. Second, we needed to install a fresh attitude and greater enthusiasm among the membership and community, which inspired greater involvement in collaborations. And third, we needed to continue the integration of the new technology throughout the facility. So that brings us to 2005. I talked about how to become involved with Salem Access Television, either by a member or a supporter, how we could continue to integrate new digital technology throughout the facility as we move along. To accomplish this, we realized two requirements needed to be met. First, what was the best way to maximize our space in order to continue with the integration of more digital technology for our members? Second, how could we maximize our available space so it would be possible to increase the community's involvement at SATV? The solution? Only a facility renovation would meet these requirements. So we pulled out the old facility floor plans, went to the drawing board, we developed a great design, researched the latest technology possible, and it was all directed to create the best facility for the future. We've worked hard for the last 3 months. The facility renovations are now complete. A new digital equipment upgrade has been done. So I am here to tell you, with this current redesign, we are speeding along that digital highway. And with this milestone completed, Salem Access TV has become a true community media center for Salem. The bottom line, we have more room, more equipment, and more options to offer members in the community. At this time, I'd like to take time to specially thank everyone that made the renovations a great success. Of course, the board of directors, the staff, David Gauthier, Patrick Kennedy, David Moisen, our intern Adam Nessel, who worked side by side with us, and of course, our hardworking professional contractor, and of course, a good friend, Leo Joden. It could not have been done without great, great teamwork. And also, to get the facility ready after the renovations were done, Charlie Walsh actually didn't sit and watch. He actually washed all the rugs. So he shampooed them all the other day, and they came out great. So, and of course, I can't forget my lovely wife, Linda. She basically helped clean. We worked side by side and did a lot of work. So thank you for your help. I just want to tell you some highlights about the redesign. Basically, we've added another editing suite. Now we'll have 3 in total. The new one is a digitally equipped state-of-the-art hot set system. What this basically means is the suite will have a camera, a mixer, video recorder, an Apple G5 computer with all the editing software, and it's basically a miniature TV studio. You'll be able to edit and combine live interviews at the same time. The first thing, obviously, is you're going to have to be trained so you can produce your own probably 1 or 2 person talk show in the editing suite itself. We've also added a new training room that eventually will have multiple computers for students to learn software in a classroom environment. This atmosphere will give our members the best training experience possible. It also creates more possible opportunities for the community of Salem and other organizations to be involved. And of course, last but not least, a new studio control room. It's upgraded with all digital video and audio equipment. It's the highest quality production capabilities that there are right now, and it has a great maximum potential for any member who wants to produce a studio program. So basically, I guess I could say your options are endless. Again, this renovation truly makes Salem Access TV a community media center for Salem. It's available for all members and all Salem organizations to use. Words alone cannot describe how magnificent this facility has become. So later in the meeting, we'll show you a short documentary about the renovations that will give you a glimpse of this organization's milestone. And we'll also give you a little live look at the control room as well. I invite everyone to come down to Salem Access TV. We're located at 285 Derby Street so that you can see the facility, meet the staff, and make a decision on your own to come and join us. We take great pride in knowing that we have the best organization, facility, members, board of director, staff, training, and equipment that are possible, and it's all within our community. This has been a tradition that we've been building on since I've been here, and we will move into the future with great success together. Thank you for giving me the time to talk with you tonight. Before we start the election, I would just like to acknowledge Ken Weaver, our outgoing chairperson of the Salem Access TV Board of Directors, for many years of dedication and contributions to the community, this organization, the staff, and its members. Now I'd like to introduce Charlie Walsh, the acting chairperson of Salem Access TV, so that he can start the election process.
Thank you, Sal. Before I do this, I think I should let everybody know that the mayor, Kim Driscoll, was here, but unfortunately she could not stay because she had another very important meeting which she had to attend to. And so, Kim, we want to thank you very much for coming down and also for being a part of the new Salem Access TV studio. Now, the election is set for a slate of 3 people for a period of 1 year only. You must have a blue name tag in order to vote. Are there any nominations for candidates from the floor? Once again, are there any nominations from the floor?
I'm nominating Michael Sullivan.
You're nominating Michael Sullivan.
Yes.
All right, Michael Sullivan will have to be added to the ballots. Who has the ballots? Okay, you'll have to add that name to the ballots, please. Once that's done, right.
Board, if you could just take the board from behind and write his name down.
Okay. While they're doing that, I can introduce some of the other candidates who are going to be running. Paul Bisson is one of the candidates. Kevin Walker, who is on the board in the control room, and myself. Now, I probably should give the latest person who wants to run for the job the opportunity to be the first one to speak. Okay? Come right up.
Thank you very much. My name is J. Michael Sullivan, and I'm an architect in an office down in Boston, partner down there. I didn't realize the competition was going to be so stiff, so I don't expect to get elected because I'm a newcomer to this. I've been involved on the outside with Salem Access Television because of my involvement. Well, Claire White Sullivan is my wife, and she's been an active producer for a long while. So I just want to take the opportunity to say that what you said before about the importance of Salem Access as far as a tool of communication in the community is going to be very important. I also would like to compliment everybody involved in SATV. The process this year has been very good. And so that's primarily why I wanted to put my name on, and thank you for the consideration.
Thank you very much. The next candidate will be Paul Bisson.
Hi, everyone. Here we are again. You know, I always think about, oh, wow, look, I got a gavel. Do I get this when I leave? I always think about what to say, what I'm going to say when I get up here. For the past couple of years that I've been on the board, representing the membership, I've always, talked about, the staff, the upcoming renovations, the new digital technology that we have brought ourselves into. We've literally marched right into the new age of digital technology, and we've welcomed it. And we have finally, pretty much completed our transformation with these new renovations. the redesign of the studio. We've really completed that transformation into the new age. We now have, as Sal said, the hot set, where you don't need a very large studio to do a one-person interview. You can go into that hot set, sit them down, mic them, and feed it right into the computer, and you're all set. You're ready to go. That's it's quick and easy. Another editing suite also. I mean, the digital technology we have is just it's really limitless now, and I'm glad to see some new faces here. I'm glad to know that the idea of digital technology and what it can do for members and what it can do for the community as an end result is really reaching a lot of people. People understand that. They know that. They think, hey, I can go down there, I can take some classes, and I can produce my own program. Now it's easier. It is so much easier. When I started, 12, 13 years ago as a founding member, there was a lot of, just what you had to do in order to produce a program. There was a lot more, the studio for one, just learning every nuance of the studio. You can still do that, but now you don't have to do that if you want to produce a program that doesn't require that. A lot of programs today are editing based. You have an idea, you go out and take a camera, you shoot it, you come in, you put it together, and it's on the air. It's easier, it's more exciting now, I think, than it has been ever before. And if you're not doing it, if you live in this community, if you go to school in this community, if you work in this community, if you do all three or only one of those, you should be taking advantage of this facility, because not to do so is a real disadvantage to you and to us, because ideas, we need new people, we need new programming and fresh faces. So that's pretty much all I have to say, and the name is Paul, so be sure to write that down on your ballot. And I'm also glad to see that there's finally some new fresh blood running. Competition, friendly competition. I'm not done yet, Charlie. No, that's it. And here's Charlie Walsh again. Thank you.
Nobody would give him the cutoff signal. The next candidate is Kevin Walker. Kevin, can you come in from the board, please?
All right, I'm glad. Please just keep it quiet. My name's Kevin Walker, and I'm running for the fourth or fifth year. No, it's my fifth year for the membership seat on the board, and I've been having a great time. We've been buying all this great equipment and putting the studio together and making things happen. And talking about the technology and the equipment is key, but everybody's been doing that. I just wanted to address people who are watching at home and wondering, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I want to do it, but how is it going to come out? And I think what's really important is you start off by doing your worst pieces, because I know I'm still doing it. And so don't be afraid of it. There's plenty of stuff to do. There's the sense of community is really the key issue, that you need a crew. You can call around and find people that are willing and able-bodied to pitch in. So Paul used up most of the available oxygen in the room, so I'm going to just keep it that I would please. I ask for your support in this election, because I've been having such a good time. I don't remember how long it's been, because it's just become a way of life. So Kevin Walker is my name, and I approve this message, and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. I also am running for the office again. I think it's been 9, 10 years. I don't know how long. My name is Charlie Walsh. And let me tell you, the important thing to me is that we are constantly progressing, and I want to keep that going. I've always felt, for instance, now all the school systems have digital cameras. They have the software to do the programs, They have everything they need in every single school in the city of Salem. We want to make sure that these people now make use of that, and I'm going to make that part of my lifetime job, that every school will contribute programs so that we have a full schedule at all times of everything that's taking place in the city. I also intend to really push Salem State to combine with us and make that college and us a very close-knit unit so that we get out to them and they get out to us, and you people get the best of everything. It's very important that all people do whatever they can to come down here and become part of us. You can go into that single-room studio and produce whatever you want to produce. We don't say you have to do it this way or that way. You can produce whatever you think you want to produce, whether it's a thing about sports. Is there anybody interested in sports in here? Yeah. Oh, let's have some sports shows. Anybody interested in fashion? Young ladies? Are you interested in young ladies? You could do a program about it. So let's get together and do this kind of thing and make the whole city part of this organization. So if I get elected, then that's what I will do. Thank you very much. Yes. Now, everybody will now vote. You have a ballot. Don't forget now, Michael Sullivan's name is on there, so be sure you write it on the ballot and then vote for any 3 people that you want to vote for. Now, you have to have a blue sticker to be able to vote. Yes, dear.
The first candidate that went up, what was his name again, please? His name is
The first candidate is Michael Sullivan,
Thank you.
and then you have the others are already on the ballot, I believe. You must have a blue thing. The Jack and Leo are going to conduct the counting. We can check. Both of you people are very responsible individuals. And Sal's daughter, Carol. And Sal's daughter, Carol? Okay. The results will be announced at the end of the meeting. Okay. And Sal is telling me to move up.
Move on. Yes. Okay. While we're counting the votes and doing that festivities, I'd like to introduce a roller. And I told you in my speech that we were going to basically show you something about how the renovations went. And it was produced by Dave Moisen, who is one of our volunteers here, our IT guy. But I just want you to, Dave, could you give me a wide shot of this whole place? I just want to say something about the monitors because they might not understand. Basically, if you look off to my right here, that's a television set from 1983. And if you look off to my far left, that's a television from approximately 1990. The other two are the late 1990 versions. The difference in technology in a short period of time is tremendous. It's even faster now. That's the reason why the renovation that you're about to see is just as important. So can we have that rolling, please, Dave? Well, as I said earlier, you were going to get a glimpse of what the renovations looked like. I'm sitting here with Leo Joden and Dave Gauthier, and we're just going to kind of like do a little commentary, informal, to let you see what actually happened. You see one of the shipments of lumber that we did receive actually carried in.
Boy, I'm glad those are gone.
To do the work ourselves. And right now you're looking at the new control room, or part of the new control room in the studio.
With a couple of rocket scientists.
Well, we're trying to get things organized in orderly fashion to make sure everything goes smoothly.
That was the fun part, putting up the corners of the rooms. Of course, they're extra thick lumber, 2x6s, so we could stuff them with insulation. So I get the feeling sometimes so they can't hear my voice. But because normally the crew gets a good joke out of laughing at me about how loud I talk. And the 2x6s, though, do serve a big purpose on the sound as far as keeping the sound out. And finally we got the frame up, and I was kind of happy at that point. But it is probably the most the biggest bummer of it all was drilling over 60 holes into the concrete floor, and
Those took only about like a minute each, though, right?
I doubt it. It took approximately each hole. I would guess probably took about 10 to 15 minutes each. I'm guessing that the concrete was 4,000 psi, which is 4,000 pounds per square inch, and that's a very high concrete, which is good. And there you are, David.
Well,
Yes.
what we're doing here is basically, we're doing some demolition, and we're taking down some of the old existing walls, sheetrock, and just basically everything needed to be done to add the new walls in.
That was fun for about a day and a half.
But unfortunately, it lasted more like about a week.
If you came in and visited us at this point, you wouldn't have believed what it looked like. It really looked like a disaster area in the literal sense. It was such a mess, but we knew that at the end it was going to look great. So we
That's
just
a look,
kept
actually standing in the old control room into the old sound lock. And where the yellow ladder is, that's actually the hallway.
But I think the three of us can agree that seeing the gutting of the original studio, which is something you folks at home didn't get to see, it became very rewarding seeing the actual gutting and then the actual turnaround of the new facility. And David, there you are again, your favorite spot.
I had a good time up there. It was a lot of work. But
Yeah, we were thinking of making a bedroom up there for you.
This is the task of taking all the wiring out from the old control room console, which had a lot of wires, obviously, because there was so much equipment in the control panels itself. And then eventually we had to break this thing down because it was so massive. But it was a lot of work, but it was worth it because eventually you'll see the new control room and it's a whole different look.
Yeah, but you have to admit though, Sal, David, everybody really had a good time. It was a really tough project, but everything went really smooth, and we can see Patrick Kennedy cutting the old countertop up, and one of the interns,
Adam Messel, his name.
oh, okay, Adam, yeah, he was but everybody had a real good time. Right there, Patrick's using my sawzall because it kind of made it easier for him to use something electric instead of pushing with the muscles. And there's Patrick helping David with his floor up top.
Showing his muscles again.
Showing his muscles.
Look at him hauling that up there.
Well, I have to admit, David, you really came in handy when it came to muscles.
Well, I appreciate that, Leo.
Because you know how hard Sal worked us.
Here we are
Well-
demonstrating muscle.
Well, I'm showing my muscle now because we're bringing in sheetrock 2 panels at a time. That's pretty good.
Believe it or not, folks, you can take the tabs off the ends of those and carry them one at a time, but
Not with Sal, you know.
That's right. Not with me. 2 at a time.
yeah, it's only 50 sheets, folks. Figuring if you're watching them right now, the distance that they had to walk, and they do weigh quite a few pounds. But again, we had a lot of fun. I'm not going to say that it was really hard. It was a good experience with Sal designing it, and us seeing it to come to fruition was excellent.
Well, this is the beginning of the installation of the new control room. Obviously, it's racks and just a certain number of pieces of equipment in there. And it progresses now to most of the equipment there. But this is an interesting and important part of the facility. That's Dave Moisen. He's the IT guy here.
Hi, folks.
And he's here. He's listening to us and making sure we're talking okay. But that's basically one run that we did from the network in engineering to the training room with one slight run to cablecast. But there's a lot of wires. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of planning and a lot of effort to do this.
And one thing you didn't do, folks, you didn't mess with Dave Moisen's wires.
I can tell you guys that you're looking at just some of the 2,200 feet of cable I was personally running.
It's important to mention too, because this is something that people don't see. It's all up in the ceiling and in the walls, but there's a lot of work that goes on just running all those cables.
Yeah, one of my responsibilities was to make sure that I put all of the cables for this whole renovation in, and I spent a lot of time above the ceiling, so I can tell you it's very interesting above there.
You got the nickname Squirrel.
This is one of the guys putting on the rug
Peter Gillis.
on the wall inside the studio. Now this is the wall is finished. Actually, at this time, the equipment is in the control room, and that's basically the dumpster that, by the time we got rid of it, was full.
Very full.
And I'm doing my painting work in the control room. So this is the new control room, and this is doing, I think right now I'm doing the first coat of the color that's there now, which is the same as the rest of the facility.
And I have to admit, Sal, you did a dynamite job.
Oh, thanks. But
You
the
really
second
did.
coat, Dave did the second coat. That's a quick look at the of the audio mixer. It's a 24 channel. This is the new Inscriber character generator. And right there, Dave Moisen is just making sure that it's pinging through the system in the network. That's one of the installers, Art, and he's basically finishing up new connectors on the wall panels in the studio.
Important to mention too that the countertop that you see in the control room was handmade by my friend Leo.
It was a lot of fun, but it was scary. If you remember, the both of you, we had a lot of guys, and we had to pass it in through the new window that
In
we
one
installed
piece.
in
One
one
piece.
solid piece. And I think we all held our breath until she finally slid down and fit right on the money. Not patting myself on the back, folks. I was just really thrilled that once we got it in there, it fit.
Yeah, it's a big T. That's what it is.
Yeah, it
and
is.
the only way it would come in is through the window.
Come on down and check it out.
And what's going on here right now is basically we're doing a complete checkout of all the new equipment. That's Dennis Dutra, the guy who does our installs and our equipment repair, and he's just basically going over the whole system. He's in front of the engineering rack, which houses basically the camera heads, and what he's looking at right now, I think, is the switcher, basically rack mount, and what's underneath that is the I think that's also the switcher. I think it has a couple of different things. It might be the Inscriber, the CG, but we're just kind of like going over everything, explaining what's inside and, you know, the different boards, and we're just going through a bunch of training.
Folks, this is Dave Gothier, Patrick, and myself doing Mavish Jaworski's Healthy Issues. This is what we worked for. We've worked for 2 months on this, and this is what it's about right here. Dave, why don't you tell us how that show went?
Well, this was the first show that we taped in the new control room, and it really went off without a hitch. You can see I'm sort of hovering over the switcher, pretty nervous about what I'm about to do, but what people and members should understand is that the switcher, albeit different, works pretty much the same as the old one. So it's not that steep a learning curve. Since then, we've done 2 or 3 shoots in the studio, and people seem to pick it up pretty quickly. As soon as I go to camera 3.
Okay, and that's me as a working on the Inscriber.
And we're just trying to coordinate everything here, because right at the end of the opener we have to drop in a graphic, and then we dissolve to Dr. Jaworski on the set, and then we're dropping her key right in there, and
Here's
from
the
then
graphic.
it just went.
And away we go.
And something I want to say, we are finished, and I think we're all happy and need a real big break.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
It's great. Come down. That, wow, sound effects. That was a great role, and that was produced again by David Moisen. But I want to take this opportunity just to bring you inside the new control room. Paul Bisson is inside there, so Paul, take it away.
Yeah, 22 cameras. Yeah, I thought she looked great, actually. Jennifer Garner when she... Hey! Okay, I'll have to get back to you. Hi, thanks, Sal. We are right here inside the brain center of Salem Access Television, the control room, the new control room. And I am here, and if we can just pan my camera person, Anthony Mastriani, right behind the camera. We can pan. Here is David Moisen. Okay, David, tell us a little bit about what you're doing here. So we can get a bird's eye view. David, what are we doing here with this?
This is our graphics system. This is how we put up names and titles and things like that. And
wow, so it's now. Oh wow, it's like live. You got that? That's a bug now, isn't it? You call it a bug or something, right?
yeah, that's a bug. This is professional broadcast hardware. I can't say how much I can't tell everybody how much we paid for it, but it was very. I can tell you it was very keen. This was very keen on my mind because I spec'd out this particular piece of equipment because the graphics presentation is very important to us, and we wanted it professional.
Fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, if we pan a little bit, we can see the back of this gentleman right here. This is the guy that runs, basically calls the shots back in here. Cut to this camera, do this, yells at everybody. David Gauthier. David, what is it like running a show like this? I mean, a live show right now. And tell us, after that, tell us about this board. This is a crazy looking, very complex looking switcher, but it's not, is it? It really isn't, is it?
No, it's not that difficult. Once you get used to it, there's a few different things that you can do with it, obviously, being, so
like what?
Well, you can drop your keys in several different ways. The way David did was one way. You could drop it in a lot of different ways. And if you've seen us, we can do a lot of digital effects with it. And it's just a lot different, and it gives you a little more bells and whistles than we had with the previous one, plus it's all digital.
Tell me about the visual setup here. Now, is this conducive to good directing? Is it better to have as opposed to the way that it was set up before? I mean, you've got access to pretty much everything you need right in front of you.
The line of sight is a lot better than it used to be because everything's right in front of you. As you can see, my preview monitors for cameras are directly in front of me. My preview monitor and my program monitor are right there. And even the engineering monitor over there is close enough so where I can see that, as well as the vector scope and the different things over there. All the decks are within reach, and we have several previews over here. So it's not as spread out as it used to be, and it's a little more conducive to someone who wants to direct something live.
I think it's fantastic, and I like that tie. That's very good. Next, we're going to be moving over here. Anthony, if we can just pan again to our audio engineer, soundboard, who makes sure that I'm not blasting over the speakers. And ladies and gentlemen, candidate and producer extraordinaire also is Kevin Walker. Kevin, can we get a shot of this board? There are 50 million buttons and switches on this board. How do you know what to do? Is it really that complicated?
Well, I'm still sort of working the bugs out of it. I got a little bit. I hope you enjoyed some of the special effects that we've had. Trying to get it, the board is the 24-channel Mackie, about as good as it gets, and terrific. Lots of buttons, lots of things for effects and auxiliary channels, and there's a 4-band EQ, and it slices bread, sharpens knives, and it's a terrific yogurt maker. And we're hoping to get the best out of it. And what was the question?
I don't know, but I think we've gotten everything we need to know. And that commentary that you heard on the roll-in, that will be on the DVD, along with some other special features. If we can just get another wide shot, Anthony, of this beautiful state-of-the-art control room board. And with that, if we can dissolve right back into the studio, we'll go to Patrick Kennedy, who I think is up at the podium with some results for the election for this year. Patrick, take it away.
Sorry, no results yet, but like you said, I am Patrick Kennedy, Training and Production Coordinator here at Salem Access Television. And actually, tonight I will be giving out the Volunteer Awards for 2005. First one goes out to a nice woman. She has worked with shows like Salem Now and On the Road with Salem Now, and she's known for her expertise in every aspect of producing the shows she's involved with and for being a floor manager that every crew wishes they could have. But what really sets this volunteer apart from other volunteers is the attitude she conveys when she comes in to the facility for a shoot. She makes the guests feel more than welcome, and she puts a smile on all of the crew's faces. And also, she's about the only person I know who can put Leo Jordan in his place. So for these qualities and many, many more, I would like to present Diana Levesque with the Volunteer of the Year Award. You're welcome.
Am I allowed to say a few things?
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Wow. This is great. I'm a little out of my element up here. I don't like being in front of cameras. I'm usually behind the camera. I like to stay there, as a matter of fact. Those of you that have seen Home Improvement, Mr. Wilson usually hides behind a fence. Well, I hide behind a camera. When I first heard about this, I was excited. Then I thought, I don't deserve this. I really don't. It actually should go to all the people that helped me learn how to handle the cameras and such. People like the SATV staff who have trained me and made me respect the equipment. People like Paul Bisson who have taught me how to handle a camera and try to make it speak for me. And of course, the Salem Now crew and Leo Jordan who have taken me into their family and showed me that having a lot of fun while you're doing a lot of hard work is really very beneficial to yourself and to others. And now I'm going to have to go back to SATV and learn more now that we have new equipment. So I have more work cut out for me. Thank you.
All right, now on to our next volunteer award. This member has also worked with Salem Now and On the Road with Salem Now, as well as countless other programs and shoots. She has produced her own series, one of my favorites, Chapter 1, Page 1, and has recently been working extensively with the Salem Council on Aging. She assists the staff here with her exceptional camera work so much that sometimes I forget she isn't part of the staff. Her attitude and willingness to help members is unparalleled. I know that when this member volunteers her time for a shoot, project, or whatever we're doing, it's going to be a good project. For her constant dedication to Salem Access Television and the whole community, I would like to give Patricia Reed Volunteer of the Year Award. Say a couple words.
He cracks me up. I gave him a really nice gift right before.
That had nothing to do with the speech.
Well, I want to thank everyone involved in having this come about, and I did have a lot of fun doing the shows for the Salem Council on Aging. The Salem seniors are very appreciative of all of the shows that are shown on SATV. I want to thank Leo Jordan for allowing me to come along on the road with Salem Now and doing the opener and some of the closings and some of the different shows, and allowing Diana Levesque and I to do our own at the gardening club. It was hilarious. I want to welcome Patrick. I'm so happy for him. Congratulations for getting the job.
Thank you.
That's great. And I extend some condolences to David Moisen, who has to retrain me for all the directing and the stuff when I come back from my vacation. Everything I learned on the road on Salem Now, I have to relearn that again too. So thank you very much.
Okay, last but not least for the volunteers, I have the pleasure and the honor of doing this next volunteer award. It's to someone who's been involved in Salem Access TV for many years, even many before I came on board. He once served as a SATV board of director. He continually provides this organization with support and assistance in many different capacities, whether it's graphics for an SATV produced events such as this event right now. All the graphics were produced by him. Or documenting the renovation, which you saw at this meeting as well, and many other things that go on throughout the year. David Moisen has always been responsible for all of SATV's office and facility networking for our computer technology. It's an extremely important and time-consuming task. And anybody who understands anything about networking knows if it goes down, he gets beeped. Doesn't matter what time of day, he gets beeped. He comes down, takes care of it. That's dedication, and that's a volunteer position. Needless to say, during the renovations for the past 3 months, he kept all of us busy as well as he was busy himself because he had to do engineering design to make sure the network was up to speed and was just as good as the rest of the facility. So that's a very important thing. I can't say enough about his knowledge, about his effort, about his experience. It's just something that, we behold. It doesn't matter what we need done or when we need it done, he always takes care of it. David Moisen is the person that we rely on not only to take care of all of our computer needs, but many other vital roles as well. I can't thank him enough for everything he does for this organization and how much we appreciate it. We consider him to be a vital part of the SATV staff. Please welcome and congratulate David Moisen.
Thank you, guys. Just a few things to say. I've been responsible for the technology, much of the technology here. We have there's a certain box in the control room, and I was responsible for speccing out, which we, still shake my head purchasing it. But Sal said, go ahead and buy go ahead and buy the graphics box. But that's not the most important thing tonight. As Charlie was telling you, we're losing a lot of the traditional media that we grew up with. My mother and I grew up with the Salem News, and we grew up with WESX, and WESX is about to leave us, and the Salem News, well, they're not what they were when we first, back in the days. Down in Watertown, there's a woman in Watertown. She tapes public meetings on her TiVo, on their access station, and she comments on them on her web blog. Google h2o.com one of these days, and you find out what people like her can do. We all have to take part. We all have to take part in our own community and be our own reporters, because nobody else will do it. We're now deemed to be too small a community to have a media, and even in a large community, neighborhoods, they don't get reported on unless you do it yourself. I'm asking all of you, within the sound of my voice, to get more involved in the community. We're working on doing webcast. We did the Haunted Happenings Parade is a test last year, and we're hoping for more. We're hoping to do podcasts. We have facilities that many amateur video producers they would love to have. They could not spend the money to get what we have here tonight. And I'm asking all of you, if you really want in your community, you really want you care about your neighbors, and you really want to report, I'm asking all of you to help us step up, and I will help you step up and deliver for yourself or deliver for your community. Thank you.
Well, the next award is our last award for the evening. It's for Producer of the Year. This year's award goes to two people who work on programs together. It's my privilege to present the Producer of the Year award to a very special production team. From their humble beginnings, they've strived to improve and grow as producers with every show they've done. They are the technical team behind Channel 16's Sounds of Salem, and maybe even more importantly, our experienced volunteers who have produced several feature programs and worked on several SATV productions. Please join me in congratulating our Producers of the Year, Mary Ann and Frank Silver.
There we go. God bless you. You know, a few years ago, Jim Moskovich and Mike Sadnowski gave us a call and said, you want to get involved with Straight Talk? We did for about a year. We enjoyed it. We wanted to branch out a little more. So we started Sounds of Salem. And we're enjoying it. And also there's another person that this old French carpenter was working on our house. And he kept saying, you guys got to get involved. You got to get involved. You got to get involved. Guess what, Leo? We're here. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to bring up Leo Joden. He's going to give us the results of the election. Charlie, you can also join us, because after that, we'll close the meeting.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi there. Now, don't get nervous.
Yeah, I know. You know how I am, speechless. Well, it all started in 1952. Oh, you want the results? After counting the results and looking them over carefully, naturally you voted for three people, and the three people are at the top: Charlie Walsh, Kevin Walker, and Paul K. Bisson. Those are you're retaining your positions.
Yes,
Thank
isn't
you.
that nice? Let me say, Michael Sullivan, you can be rest assured I will be calling upon you because there's always members we can add to the board. So it would be a pleasure to make sure that we can bring you on board. Thank you, Mike. All right, at this time...
Okay, I'd just like to thank everybody for joining us this evening, and we look forward to another great year, and we'll see you next year. I'll turn it over to Charlie to adjourn the meeting.
Could I have a motion to adjourn, please? So move. All in favor? Aye. Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. Great job.
Do we have a rendition of Take Me Out to the Prom?
We do.